You have happy clients. You know it. They tell you in calls, emails, and offhand comments at the end of meetings. But when someone on your team asks for a case study, a testimonial, or a single quote that they can build credible proof, you go quiet. Here's why it's a massive problem for modern businesses. 92% of buyers hesitate to purchase when no reviews are available. 84% of B2B decision makers base buying decisions on pure recommendations. The buyers are completing 57 to 70% of their research before they ever speak to you, which means your proof points are either working for you right now or your competitors are working for them. This testimonial gap isn't a relationship problem, it's a systems problem. And today, I'm going to show you a 4-step system to close it, starting with your next client. Hi, I'm Summer, founder of Driven Connection. We help businesses eliminate inefficiencies that impact profit, expansion, and people. Before we fix the system, we need to reframe what a testimonial is, because most business leaders are thinking about it in the wrong way. Too many business leaders treat testimonials as a marketing task, something to get around to, the last item on a long list that perpetually is being pushed. And this framing is costly. A testimonial isn't a marketing asset. It's a third-party confirmation that your promise was kept and delivered in the voice of the person who experienced it, not the person who made it. It does the persuasion work that no business leader can do on their own. A quality yet simple example can look like this. Before working with their team, we were losing 30% of our capacity to rework. Within 90 days, that number dropped to 8%. Our team is elated with the increase in creative opportunities from time reallocation. Now, that's not marketing copy. That's a future client recognizing their own situation and deciding you're the answer. Testimonials are operational infrastructure. They work 24 hours a day without requiring your presence, which is exactly what expansion without erosion looks like in practice. Let me show you what this looks like when the system gets built. Here's the first time I saw it work when implementing a customer advocacy program for a financial institution more than a decade ago. I worked alongside their partner marketing manager to move from an informal member feedback to structured cloud-based system that captured outcomes in real time. This institution historically served its clients well, but the difference lay in the intentionality behind its program's launch. Within 1 quarter of getting systematic about collecting and acting on that feedback, NPS scores hit high 70s, above the financial services benchmark. Within 18 months, referral-driven growth increased by 30%, matching the pattern being documented across the industry. And none of that was because we did something complicated. Rather, the business decided that capturing the voice of the customer was a critical business operation, one with a process, a cadence, and an owner. What I've seen in every customer engagement sense is the same pattern. The wins exist. It's the documentation that doesn't. The distance between these two things is almost always a system gap. But if the fix is this obvious, why don't more businesses build the system? There's 3 reasons. The first is avoidance disguised as consideration. Business leaders delay asking because it feels vulnerable, almost like self-service. Sometimes asking a satisfied client to go on record feels like putting the relationship at risk. Research on customer advocacy shows the opposite is true. Being asked to contribute to a brand's story increases a client's psychological investment in its success. The ask, when done well, strengthens the relationship. The second is friction misread as resilience. When a client ghosts a request for a testimonial, business leaders assume it indicates dissatisfaction. But the research is clear. Silence almost always means effort avoidance, not unwillingness. A 5-minute increase in task complexity can reduce completion rates by 2/3. It's why your system is failing. And third, and the one that compounds onto real operational debt, is no assigned owner, no trigger, and no template. This is the one that's costing you the most deals right now. The process restarts from zero with every new client, and each time it gets deprioritized. And each time, the gap between what's claimed and what's proven gets wider. And every new client conversation is going to get harder to close. Here's the single highest leverage fix for all 3 of those problems, and it's simpler than you think. Stop asking clients to write. Ask them to approve. Open-ended requests fail because they create an undefined creative task. The client agrees in the moment, opens a blank document a week later, and closes it again. The professional logic here is simple. When effort is uncertain, the action doesn't happen. Draft the testimonial for them. Use their actual words from project emails, call notes, and documented outcomes. The client's task shifts from create to react. That shift alone produces completion rates 3 to 5 times higher than open-ended requests. And most clients are genuinely relieved because they wanted to help. They just didn't know how to start or what you would find valuable. Let me show you 2 companies that took this principle, make it easy, and scaled it to industry-leading results. Christina Garnett built HubSpot's customer advocacy program, HubFans, from the ground up. They use the principles such as customers who feel like collaborators, not case study subjects, produce more authentic and prolific proof points. Her framework, listen, expand, partner, starts with a structured conversation designed to understand what the client values and why. The result was a program that generated thousands of customer-created social posts annually. Deals involving HubFans advocates closed 25% faster with significantly higher win rates. Similarly, Paycor embedded customer voice assets into their sales process through a systematic approach to surfacing proof points at the right points in the sales cycle. Paycor's VP of Client Sales, Jeff Weaver, documented this in a published case study. By embedding customer voice assets into sales processes, they achieved a 141% increase in deal wins per seller. The testimonials were active, searchable, and deployed precisely when a buyer needed to see a story that matched their situation. HubSpot and Paycor both started with the same decision: to make testimonial collection a system, not a request. Here's how to do that in your business starting this week. Today's activity is the customer voice capture, a lightweight, system-led approach to collecting client proof points that doesn't require a complex program, platform, or dedicated team to simply get started. It has 4 steps. Step 1 takes 30 seconds, and step 4 is where most people quit too early, but I'm going to give you the exact scripts to fix that. Step 1, define the purpose in 1 sentence before you make the ask. What do you want a reader to feel or decide after reading this testimonial? For example, I want a prospective COO to see that we can reduce operational rework in 90 days without disrupting the team. That sentence shapes everything that follows: which client you ask, what outcome you focus on, and how you frame the draft. Research shows that specific outcome-focused testimonials outperform generic praise by a measurable margin. Specificity is the system. Step 2, draft before you send. Pull the client's words from their emails, phone calls, and project documentation. Use this structure: the problem before, the engagement, the measurable result, and then what stood out. Send it as a first draft for their approval, not as a blank request. This single change drives systemic integrity into the ask. The process is defined, the output is clear, and the client's effort is minimal. Step 3, assign a trigger. The optimal moment is to ask immediately after a milestone, when results are fresh and the emotional high of delivery is real. Build the ask into your project close process as a defined step. If you don't have a closing process, this is the first place to add. Step 4, follow up twice. Most clients go silent aren't declining, they're just busy. 2 follow-ups within 30 days, each with a draft reattached and a single low-pressure line will help. Most clients who go silent are caught in the friction of the task. Removing that friction with pre-written drafts often clears the path immediately. Every business has wins that go undocumented. Every founder, entrepreneur, and business leader has clients who would help if the system were easier. The gap between the results you've delivered and the proof points that represent them is a design problem. You're learning, you're growing, and you're building a system-led business where your clients' voices do the selling that no business leader can do alone. I'm Summer Ames Prodan, and we'll see you on the next installment of Driven Growth.